Hey, Anuki here. If you'd like more Co games, show your support on Twitch or join the Discord. Now Jenkins, introduce the commanders, please.
Sir.
Yeah.
Let's get to know our brave commanders, shall we?
Yes.
Starting with the allies, we have the basher of the beef banger himself, the Crimson Crusader, Ray Beef TAQUITO. Representing US-British forces in a flashy red uniform, he'll be starting
UK
off
forces.
East. I must say, he has shown some sterling mettle in previous matches, once single-handedly securing a baker's dozen of strategic points under heavy fire he has. Next, presenting the sly dog from the Axis side, a dodgy bloke I must say, the esteemed Elite 1650, blue as the cold sea, leading the Africa cause with a start in the west. I remember one time when he staged an ambush using only a smokescreen and several sharp sticks. Cheeky beggar. Well, it's bound to be a smashing skirmish today. Let's hope our tea doesn't get cold, chaps.
I was just sort of tacked on at the end there. Yeah, UK forces. Jenkins got it wrong. Read replays better. You know, and they say, like, you know, we're going to be afraid of AI taking our jobs. I don't think I have to worry too much, because I suck as a caster. So, Seppa's already on the retreat. We're going to see a squad wipe already. Beef TAQUITO. Retreating only when it's absolutely 100 billion% necessary, and they are getting surrounded. Hey, look, they pull a win out of there, but they can't stick around here. It's all about the territory. They might be winning some of these fights, which they're absolutely not, but what's the point if you can't stick around? Sapper squad in dire need of reinforcements. I'll get them from over here. Got our infantry section over on this side of the map. I much prefer having my infantry sections doing the fighting and the sappers doing the capturing, with the sappers acting as backup if they need. Like, you know, getting those short-range combat squads with the long-range mixture going in is going to be an effective way.
That's why you're a wizard, you Harry Tanuki.
Thank you, Maddie, I think. Here we go. Let's see how this is going to fare out. Sappers with the infantry section. That is the classic combo. It is pretty much the only combo that you can do because that's how Company of Heroes works, yeah? Sappers get up close. Infantry section stays at distance. It's so effective that Elite is not even going to fight.
We have infantry available in
and then, you know, scatter up, capture your territories, prepare for the next battle.
There's an alternative to infantry sections. Have you considered building 8 sappers?
Yeah, I mean, effectively, that's what's happened here, right? They got 8 sappers, they're just not balling them up.
Territory sector out of contact.
I remember there was a 3 sapper start that was dominating the meta for a while. It might have been even more than that, I'm not sure. I remember a lot of sappers coming out, and they were just like this undefeatable assimilation. Glad to see it fixed. Bersaleri out here in force. We got 2 squads, 2 Panzer Pioneers, and a MG34 team. Very, very swift on the light support company to bring that out. Not seeing the medic truck, I don't think. Usually you'd see one parked at base, at the very least. I like to try and get my medic truck out there. It recently changed in a patch, so it's supposed to be a bit more difficult to bring out into the front of the field, because if it takes some shots, it's going to take... Is it like a HP decrease, I think it got? So it can't take as many shots. So I wonder how that fares against anti-tank guns. It might still be like 2 shots to kill one, I'm not sure. I don't know if 1 shot from the back would kill it. I do remember it was a flimsy piece of machinery. So I'm surprised it got a nerf. Sapper's doing a good job at chasing down the Bersaleri, but then the machine gun turns on them. Yeah, they just walk out there and just stride away from it. Injured squad moving back to base. Beef TAQUITO knows the foundational skills of placing mines. And very desirable points as well.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Sure, that's going to hurt somebody. Panzer Pioneers versus Infantry Section. I think they got this in the bag, especially because they got light cover. Nice early
My
retreat.
general needs me stationed elsewhere.
Okay,
Good luck on the war effort against cancer.
thank you. Ah, I hope we can do this again, Matty. You know, it's delightful having you around as a companion co-caster. Like a pal-caster. Not a full caster, pal-caster. That'll be my name for it. Mercenary balled up. And they're just gonna pick off these squads one by one. Now, they don't move as fast whilst they're in combat. Can they avoid mines? Nope, they sure can't avoid mines. That's going to give this infantry section more of a chance.
Available in reserve.
Especially as we've got 2 more infantry sections on approach. Could be a favorable engagement, but I think what Elite wants to do is just decap this territory, and then they'll probably hit the
Our
retreat
victory
button.
point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Then they'll probably hit the retreat button. There we go. Jaeger squad out here with a 251 carrier. Got a desert skin on it? Sure
Enemy
is.
forces have captured a victory point.
I wanted to get the Arctic skin. I don't think I got round to doing that. Maybe if I ask really, really nicely, I can have that. Hey, there's the medic truck. I really like medics in Company of Heroes. You know, Company of Heroes 1 is fantastic for medics. The whole medic bunker, medic tent stuff dynamic with the free squads. I like the free squads thing. I think it would be fairly good as like a toggle. Not to say that Company of Heroes 3 system is inferior to it. I like Company of Heroes 3 as it is. But I also like Company of Heroes 1. It's a hard choice.
Enemy forces have claimed
Let's see
our sector.
how these will meet in battle. Because at the moment, Beef TAQUITO doesn't have any counter to the 251 except for just light arms fire. The Bren machine gun that they decided to get was an interesting
Enemy top
choice.
of a victory point.
That's over here.
Starting
Of course, you
requisition
can
of light
upgrade
support
your
elements.
infantry sections with an anti-tank rifle, which would be
Command points are available
something
for
that you normally see in this
Naval
situation.
assault guns are available to deploy
Parking those
commanders.
2 squads right in front of a heavy machine gun.
Territory sector has been claimed by
Of
the
course
enemy.
they're going to get pinned. Of course the 251 carrier is going to start firing upon you as well. So we have to retreat on that one. That's why we don't want to keep our squads too close together. Trying to have them approach from different directions,
We have
able to
new
support
units
each
available
other
from our light support
in
company.
Unity. Instead of Unreal Engine. I think Unreal Engine is now better. Suppose it depends. We're not making this game in Unreal or Unity though. It's its own engine. Seems like Elite has the dominant control. Beef TAQUITO needs to find some way just to push back a little bit. Make sure that they don't lose too much territory, especially their fuel point. They're going down now.
Rear-mounted flak truck has arrived.
Sappers getting into flanking positions. Oh, straight across the mine as well. Well placed. So far, that's been a strong point of Beef TAQUITO. Hey, Jenkins. Beef TAQUITO for the British forces has been doing great on placing mines. And the Axis forces have just been stepping on every single one of them.
Their team have been killed.
What do you think of that?
A victory point is being taken from
Got a
us.
Stuart out here as well. And it's faring pretty okay against the Jaegers with that anti-tank rifle. I wouldn't keep these out here for too much longer. Stuart
Ho
being
ho!
overly
Terrific
cautious.
show. Sounds like our lad Ray Beef TAQUITO is playing a smashing game of hopscotch with Elite 1650. Seeing the Axis forces step dancing on every mine, It's just like watching my American brothers trying to brew a proper cup of tea. Just can't quite get it right. The way I see it, this surely paints a grim picture for Elite's battle plans. Might be wise to invest in a seeing eye dog, our dear Axis commander. But worry not. Underestimate the Allies, and you'll find yourself under a hail of bullets, or worse, under Her Majesty's stern gaze. Now that's a fate no Jerry would want, for sure.
Just her stern gaze is powerful enough to crush you. Well, I would say incorrect assessment from Jenkins.
Watching
It seems...
my American brothers trying to brew a cup of tea is a surprisingly good metaphor for something terrible.
Yeah, surprisingly. But it does seem like Elite is doing great at the moment. Like, they have the upper hand. Yeah, the Steward tank is maybe slightly scary, sure, but what just came out here? Oh, a Semavente. And is that going to be troublesome? Probably not if it just keeps wanting to turn the other way. That's alright, we'll just phase through. We've got an awful choice of camouflage. They can't decide whether we're fighting in the jungle or the jungle. So the Stuart has a lot of targets here. It's like not bad against the Flak Verling. It's not bad against the Semavente. It's obviously not bad against a 251 with a Jaeger squad inside, but with their powers combined, it's too many targets to tackle at once. It's too many targets to tackle at once, you see? The Semavente did a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. Half health. I think that would have been like 3 shots total, though. If you've got some anti-tank boys or another source of anti-tank, I don't think that the Semavente is too troublesome. You just need to use the mobility of the Steward tank to get some side shots in. Action on the southern front. Heavy machine gun inside a building. Beef Taquito is holding out for reinforcements.
DMG, so it would take 4 shots to kill a 420 horsepower Steward.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought it did way more damage than that. I guess it was doubled up with the damage of the Jaeger squad. That makes more sense. I was like really surprised at the damage it did. Hey, look at this though. It feels like Elite has just ran into a big massive ambush. Suddenly a load of soldiers pop out of the thicket. This is what I like to see. This is quite beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Like cinematic shots. Now I do feel like some of the soldiers should be seeking cover. But I love the way everything moves. Heavy machine gun can also capture that point. It could just capture the point and, you know, provide covering fire. Instead, Beef Taquito, they had their victory and then decided it wasn't enough. But why fight here? I get it if they were moving into position to try and secure this, which I don't think they really could have possibly have done. But moving into this location here, complete open ground, sealed their fate for a retreat.
Our territory is in enemy hands.
Jenkins. Beef Taquito advanced far too forward into open ground and then lost a lot of soldiers, had to retreat because Elite just walked out of their base and caught them off guard. Tell me more. Oh, that Stuart's in trouble. We do have an anti-tank gun out. Jenkins, my bro.
Commandant Stuka fighters are on standby.
Being a bit slow, are you? Bersolari just out in the open as well.
Sounds like our chum Ray Beef Taquito was a bit too eager and bit off more than he could chew.
Ray Beef.
It somewhat reminds me of that time in Milan when the Italians introduced us to their spaghetti. We just wouldn't grasp how to properly use those tangle-prone forks. But as unpropitious as that move was, let me assure you, mate, once bitten, twice shy. Elite may have scored this round, but you best believe Ray Beef won't fall for the same trick again.
Why is he Ray Beef?
Our allied commander certainly has grit, and I wager he'll bounce back like a rubber ball, all while Elite prances about like a chuffed peacock. Oh, to be a fly on the wall for those strategy meetings. Good times ahead, chaps. Hunker down for the comeback.
I mean, victory points are relatively equal. Kills on each side relatively equal. Army size, I think, is good for both. Like, nothing that is too drastic one way or the other. Composition is a little bit different. You know, we definitely need to see some more sources of anti-tank out, I believe, for the UK forces. They could certainly use what they've got. It's just whether they're going to get a chance to. You see here, we've got one of our core pieces of equipment, the anti-tank gun, getting a nudging from the Flak Verling, so it has to spend all its time running back to base instead of being out there in the field doing something good and hopeful. I would package your anti-tank rifle with the Stuart. Two things that can move a little bit more. See, right here, this would be alright for the anti-tank. Semavente is working on the heavy machine gun inside of the building. I think that is exactly the right type of job it needs to be doing. Nevertheless, though, territory in the middle map seems to be shifting hands back and forth. Which means both players are either doing something right or something wrong each. Or a bit of both. Repairs underway. Keep that Semavente alive today. It has 7 kills so far. It's always nice to see the kills and check on, you know, what the infantry have been up to. Can't see how many the Jaeger have killed because they're inside a vehicle. Looking for any... Ooh. The Stuart found the half-track just, you know, trying to cap. Not... Need to remember that when you try and cap things that belong to the enemy, you do get revealed. So they just knew that the half-track was there, sent the Stuart. The Stuart did some good damage. It needs a second shot, though. But the Stuart was very, very worried. We got some artillery coming down here, I think. Yep, it's an air-burst barrage on the retreat path of the heavy machine gun. Very lucky to walk away there. Assault Grens, chucking some grenades. Forces a retreat over there. Meanwhile, the main bulk of the Axis force is on the central victory point. Big damage that Bersaglieri squad just took there. That's a Matilda heavy tank. This is cause for concern now. Not much that can do damage to that. Very quick repairs on the carrier 251. Stuart is back looking for some pokey poke damage. Yeah, light vehicles are awesome at just securing some of those points. Whenever there's infantry trying to sneak a cap in. They were losing a Panzer Pioneer squad there. Sure are. Heavy machine gun in quite a sweet spot here. I think the Semavente is trying to dislodge it, but the shots are wildly short. There's a much needed pack crew that's just arrived on the field, coming in from the call-in. And it's the thing that's really going to be the only hopes of destroying that Matilda tank for the time being. So everything is stuffed into the hopes that that can do something effective. At least force it to retreat, repair. Spend so much time just repairing that up with the sappers so they're not on the field either with their flamethrowers. Seems ambitious, if I'd say so. Map is going over to red. Potentially a triple cap if they send a squad over here. That's all we need, just one person. There is an assault Gren squad over there, but I don't think that they'll have any troubles to get rid of those. Especially with the Bren. Just get range, dodge their grenades. Have that heavy machine gun set up behind them. Job's a good one. Semavente takes a hit. Pack 38 takes position, but there's no vision.
The enemy has lowered our victory points to 250.
That's where you need a motorcycle. Motorcycle can provide excellent vision. So hard to keep alive, though.
Enemy forces have claimed our sector.
Black Furling was doing nice until the Matilda showed up. I think they managed to break line of sight behind the trees. Jaeger squad advancing straight into the heavy machine gun. I think we forgot that that was there. At the very least, though, they do find out where that heavy machine gun is, and maybe the Semavente could fire some arc shots if it wasn't for this dastardly airburst barrage. Oh, it is crunching that heavy machine gun. Oh, he couldn't even get up. Elite, though, is sending soldiers to go capture this side of the map. And that's when the Steward shows up. This Steward just seems to be programmed to respond. Anytime infantry go and try and capture this fuel point, it is just there. 8 kills on it. Just keeps whittling away.
Our munitions point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Semavente is going to give a shot, maybe? Can't see it through the building. I think it has been issued the order to come over here to try and deal with the Steward, but it's not in a good place. If the Steward saw that, it could have took some side shots.
Proximity alarm near
Maybe
our
just
victory
one shot
point.
before it returned fire. Every shot counts.
Territory
You
lost.
never know. Might be the deciding factor in a battle later on. Brent team
Victory point
having to
lost.
retreat. Threatening a 3 cap. Beef
We have
Taquito
200 points remaining.
has a lovely lead. Bussolari squad upgraded with the machine gun.
All victory points are under enemy control. We must act.
What's your move, Elite? Show us why you're elite. Just saw a load of stars flash on the right-hand side. Lots of promotions for the British. Oh, Flak Verling charging in. And the Steward, I don't think, is targeting that. Seems to be targeting the infantry instead. That was unfortunate target selection. AT gun trying to move in from the side to get a flank. 3rd airburst barrage now. Plenty of munitions being stockpiled by Beef Taquito. Oh. Still trying to find an answer to these vehicles. And it's not going to be a Tiger, I can tell you that. Pack 38 doesn't seem to want to go too far away from the headquarters. Beef Taquito far more bold with their M1, or no, 6-pounder anti-tank gun. Infantry section pinned right outside of the building where the heavy machine gun is placed. Also pinned by the Flak Verling, I think. Double pinning. It's so good at suppression.
We are losing grasp of the victory point.
Flak Verling with 17 kills so far. Now they've got the infantry they need. Oh, that's it. Riding up a 251, sacrificing it for the cause, just to lob a load of grenades in the hope that it would kill and wipe that heavy machine gun squad. That is disappointing. I know that that's what they really wanted. They're going to use smoke to hide in the victory point. Oh my god, Jungfers! Thanks for the subscriptions. It all goes to charity. Welcome to Company of Heroes, by the way. This is the game that I've been wanting to show you. Oh, there we go. The Pack 38 has decided to move a bit up, but again, where's its infantry support? I suppose it's got the Flak Verling, it's got the Semavente. It's not what you'd really go for. We're going to be hearing a lot of parappa now. Oh, you got to spread out your infantry. Ultimate suppression between the MG and the Flak Verling. But whilst they suppress, they don't kill too effectively whilst they're pinned down on the ground. We need other things to do the killing. You don't understand a single thing that's going on. Let's simplify it. You can sort of see a front line of war here, can't you? We got blue team, we got red team. And they're just trying to capture these victory points. If you hold the most victory points, then at the top of the map, the enemy's tickets will go down. So right now, red has 331 tickets, which is good. Elite, the blue player, has 106 tickets, which is not more, which is bad. When they get to 0, they lose the game. That's the British air burst barrage ability. Not going to kill anyone there, but we do have some retreating soldiers that might just run through it. Oh, God. Oh, nasty. Oh, but it's not direct hit, so it's fine. Oh, it did obliterate one guy. Again, Beef Taquito, the British Red, is trying to advance in this location that is consistently, and this hasn't changed. The flak furling and the MG have always been here, suppressing this area. I mean, they could airburst barrage this and get it out. So machine guns are good at suppression, which will pin enemy squads. But instead, it looks like Beef Taquito of the British Red is going to go to the other side of the map instead. Try and do something around here. It's a good idea. If you can't attack one place, then go try and attack a different place. Yeah, retreating soldiers have basically better defenses. They're harder to kill whilst they're retreating, so there is a good reason to try and retreat your squads early.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
The red team managed to win an engagement here, so they're going to try and capture this territory. We have fuel, we have munitions, and we have strategic points, which aren't as important. Munitions are used to use like abilities or upgrading soldiers with weapons like flamethrowers and anti-tank rifles and machine guns, minesweepers, that kind of stuff, using grenades. Using abilities like this airburst barrage, which I think is coming down. Oh, manages to kill one soldier before the retreat. So nice early retreat. The vehicle drives out of the way, but you know, whilst it's coming down, oh, it did hit the flak furling. You know, it is denying area. Means that the Germans can't be there. All Beef Taquito wants is this victory point. They want one more victory point. They just 2 victory points and your enemy's tickets are going down. We're seeing a lot of heavy machine guns being deployed as well to try and deny the area. So there's a heavy machine gun firing on this squad down here. Now we're ignoring a lot of base mechanics. There's a cover system involved. Since we're almost 30 minutes in, a lot of cover has been destroyed, as is the norm. You could use vehicles as cover as well, like you could put your infantry soldiers next to a vehicle, and as long as the bullets are coming from the other side of the vehicle, your squads are more resistant to incoming damage. So directional cover is a thing. You can see like this vehicle wreck here as well. If you had a squad on this side, and then there were squads on this side firing in, you'd be all good. We got 2 Matilda heavy tanks now. This Matilda heavy tank with 15 infantry kills, getting some repairs from the sappers. Patching it up, getting it ready for battle.
Enemy at 250 points. They are
Hey, recruit PE! Greetings from the Beba Army. Thank you. It says I've collected all level 1 emotes. I wish I knew what that meant. Here comes another airburst barrage. It's a spectacle, you know, when things actually get hit.
proximity alarm
It seems like Beef Taquito, though, is relatively in control. They're moving their whole army, almost all of it. The main bulk of their force shifting over to the left. Because whilst they do seem to have, like, dominant control... Oh my god, that was an epic strafe! Does a lot of damage. Doesn't get much kills. But it is making Beef Taquito reconsider. Hey, Jenkins, Elite 1650 just called in 2 planes to do a strafing run right over the 2 Matilda tanks that Beef Taquito has, and did a lot of damage, and forced their whole army to retreat inside their base.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Let's see what Jenkins thinks of that. And now, you can see Elite can move out. They did really good to stall this out, though. Like, Beef Taquito had the map control, but Elite had the victory points.
Good lord, right on the nose. That Elite 1650. I'll give it to him. Sly as a fox he is, invoking memories of that fateful day in Kathmandu. Fancying a spot of afternoon tea, blissfully unaware of the nest of German hornets we were poking. Ah, we lost the entire season's production of yak cheese.
Oh, no.
Such a tragedy. But chin up, chaps. Could be worse. I mean, imagine if Her Majesty herself had been in one of those Matildas. Just fancy that. She'd disassemble those planes in mid-air. Nothing a bit of spit and polish couldn't fix, I reckon. Our Beef Taquito isn't done quite yet. Get ready, chums, because the comeback will be legendary.
Yeah, we all know that Her Majesty the Queen can disassemble planes in midair. She's so powerful. Don't mess with her.
Beef Taquito has not recognized how weak their opponent was for most of the match and simply gave them the chance to call in a tiger.
I agree that. We do have the tiger out here now. A powerful piece of machinery, for sure. We'll see how it's used, though. Anything can happen. So I think what I would say the main problems that Beef Taquito had is just not scouting in the right places and going too far up in some areas. Like, definitely the repeated mistake of they came here like 3 times and it was like, oh, there's a machine gun. Yeah, there was a machine gun. There was a machine gun there before. A lot of airburst barrages, which I think could have been used on that machine.
Out of Matildas into Grants, but he might not be familiar with the refit mechanic.
Oh yeah, so Grants are now good, I've heard, and they're better than Matildas. Because for a long period of time, Grants were just like this weird thing that you had to tech grade to, and then they just weren't as good. It was just like, why would you ever get these? Look at that massive... like, just... so much blood, but no casualties there. Oh, we got a grenade going down. That was a rifle grenade. Well dodged from Elite. Like the battle is mostly in just this airburst barrage. What do against a Tiger now? Bet 3 on the Fleck Verling.
Matildas are still more resilient and generally more consistent against infantry, but Grant's got an HP and penetration buff that made them strong against medium tanks and competitive against heavier tanks.
Oh, okay. Whenever it comes to taking out a Tiger, I only really have the experience of playing on US forces, which is, you know, bringing in the Hellcats, getting in the good flanks. Bringing in my paratroopers usually with bazookas as well, and sometimes using AT satchels from a weapon support team, which I'll back tech to. You know, we're looking like 30 minutes plus in there, and I've hopefully done fairly okay on not giving my opponent too much fuel. So it's kind of a long game. With British forces, though, I'm not terribly confident on giving advice on how one would approach this. I'd feel so inadequate, but I definitely probably want to get some foot guards out here. just to try and chip away at some damage. That wouldn't be my main like goal though, is just bring foot guards. We'd want tanks to engage as well and try and keep the Tiger tank tied up, retreating the most beat up tank there is. And it's definitely going to take multiple tanks. You're going to need multiple. Like, the only thing that's going to stand up to it is a Black Prince, and I can't make that wager as to who wins that. So for now, Beef TAQUITO is just looking for 80 more tickets, but they have been drained all the way down to 135.
Grants still struggle against Tigers because they have at best around 50% chance to penetrate a Tiger frontally at point blank. The most reliable counter to Tiger is the 17-pounder.
Yeah, that would be a... Very tricky to use that, though. It's so slow to bring around the battlefield. The Tiger can just decide to change its presence. It can just, like, you know, decide it's going to operate over here instead. And then you've got to worry about artillery and stuff. And Germans, they've got a plethora of assets at their disposal, including the Nebelwerfer. Okay, Airburst Barrage isn't going to hurt the Tiger tank too much. I mean, even the tank commander just isn't bothered. He's got his helmet on today. Long line of engage across the field. You can see a heavy machine gun in the distance, just one guy left on it. Seems to be firing away. Tiger tank just doing maybe chewing a little bit more than they want. Demavente trying to work on the 6-pounders. There's 2 of those. Should be alright against the Tiger tank, but I've seen a Tiger tank wipe out AT squads. Gotta make sure to maintain the health of the Tiger. You know, get that maintenance going. Might be kind of troublesome. I think we're losing some things now. The Semavente got destroyed. Thanks to the Matilda heavy tank, I believe that's what got the kill. Vet 3. 19 kills, 1 vehicle destroyed. I believe that's so. Bringing out the medic truck just to recrew some of this equipment out here.
What's especially rough for Elite right now is the infantry they've lost. Even if he's got the Tiger, it doesn't matter if he can't hold the VPS.
Exactly. I've seen this happen more than once before. There ends up being a lot of focus on the Tiger. You get a big, powerful tank out on the field, and you kind of just want to micro that you end up forgetting about what's really important, and that's the infantry that can capture territory. Now we've got airburst barrages going down. This one looks a bit better than normal, but hey, look, when you've got munitions to waste, apparently, go for it. They're down to only 15 now, but plus 40 every minute. Both commanders fighting for scraps. Any kind of advantage. Tiger did get a bit repaired. Immediately starts losing that health. Matilda should try and turn its armor a bit. Taking side hits. Vet 3 though. Seems like it's got decent damage resistance. Sucks on the pen though. Yeah, it just can't get through. It can't punch through the armor. Another one. It's trying. It is being so optimistic about this. We need to go back to tank school. Now the AT guns, maybe they would fare better, but not without a crew. We got 2 heavy machine guns just advancing. I've never seen heavy machine guns advance into danger like this. Now they got to unpack. Oh, losing so many squads so quickly. Beef TAQUITO's now the one feeling the pain. Are we going to lose the Tiger tank and feel like we're just reset back to square one, back to the start of the game? Trying to keep my eye on the Tiger tank. I don't want to see it destroyed whilst we're looking elsewhere. Yeah, back to base. Get nice and cozy. Get yourself repaired up. We've got the victory point captured here. I think the elite... I think there were more body parts there than there was a person. You ever blown someone up so hard they blow up into like 6 rib cages? Oh, it would be a good idea if someone does an official CoH 3 promotion. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is it even possible to come back? Yeah, absolutely, because if you've got 2 victory points like Elite has now, then Beef Taquito is not scoring anything. You see how it's only going down for Beef Taquito? I've played a few Company of Heroes matches. These are ones that are exceedingly rare, where you go down to 1 ticket and the enemy team has 500. And then you win. You play what is known as the perfect game. It is so tense. I played a 4v4 in Company of Heroes 1 that was that way. We just lost all our points straight away, went down to 1 point, and at that point, you cannot allow the enemy to have 2 victory points at any time. And it is so tense. Seems like Beef Taquito is going to be trying to focus around this area, so they can try and cover this victory point and this victory point. All they got to do is just focus on 2 victory points. That's what they want. Oh, we got soldiers riding in on a Panzer III. Love to see it, but they ride straight in front of 2 AT guns and a sticky. Oh, good smoke, by the way. I think the P3's able to retreat away from this one. We got more AT guns, in fact. Here we go. How does a Tiger tank fare against 3 6-pounders? Moves out of range. Alright damage though. Ved 3 on that Tiger is nothing to shrug away. It is a crazy battlefield right now. This AT rifle squad really wants to finish off the P3, but the repairs were very quick. Chucking a sticky onto the Tiger. Finish off the P3 first. I think that's a smart call. Always get the things that you can destroy. But I see that we've lost that AT rifle squad. AT guns move up. Machine gun is suppressing the incoming infantry. AT guns trying to chase. Never really that good. Gonna be made mincemeat out of by this assault Panzer Grenadiers. Yeah, GG, Beef Taquito has surrendered. Victory to Elite. Well played. That was a really great match.
Hey, Vivi here. I edit and upload the videos here on Ironcast. If you want to see Anuki cast more, then like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, come along to the Discord, do anything to let him know. Anuki would love to cast more if you'd like to see more.